He does not want the pin 1, and he picks the pin 1. We kind of want this pair of 2s as our pair, so this pin 1 really doesn't do anything for us, so we discard it. Whereas this one can still do something, this one doesn't, and we're still kind of going for all symbols. What if he wanted his 9 pin back? Well, then he would have to wait for someone to no, he would have to wait to self-pick it. Yes, he could draw another one from the wall, or if the player to his left discarded it, he could call it into a sequence, but that would mean opening his hand, which he really doesn't want to. Alright, we discarded the 1 pin, so it's time for our friend in the south to pick. An 8, bamboo. He doesn't want nothing to do with bamboo. He discards it immediately. Let's go to our friend in the west. A character 1. 1335. It doesn't really help him. And we've kind of settled on this 3 being our emergency pair. What we could do is lay a trap. We could discard the 3, keep this as our pair, and then have this as a discard trap, where we discard the 5 and wait for a 2. But it doesn't bring us any closer. Discard the 5 and wait for a 2, otherwise wait for a 7 and wait for a green dragon. Yeah. I think we're gonna stick to the route that we had, and we're gonna discard the 1. But hey, let me just explain what that means in sense of it's a trap. Right? Let's assume we have 135, and we declare reach. So we lock our hand. So this time you know and throw it in the bin. And we discard the 5. Now, the tiles directly connected to the card that you last, to the tile that you last discarded, are the most dangerous ones to deal in, right? Let's go back to this situation here, right? Imagine we have 5, 6, and 8, and we are ready, and we throw the 8, then we are waiting for the 4 and the 7. So the 7 is directly next to the 8. So the last tile you discard, whose neighbors are the most dangerous. If we had it the other way around, if we threw the 2, then the 2 neighbors of that would be 3 and 4, and the 4 would be the way to. So the 2 neighbors to the left and to the right are the most dangerous tiles. Whereas the one 3 away is usually rather safe. Because if you are waiting on 2 tiles at the same time, like here in this case you are waiting for 4 and 7, when you're waiting on 2 tiles at the same time, most of the time they are exactly 3 apart. That means if you throw a 5, it is very, very unlikely that you are waiting for a 2. That is why if you throw a 5, it is likely that you're waiting for 3 and 4 and 6 and 7, but it's unlikely that you're waiting for 2 and 8. Except if you have a trap like this. Right? In a trap like this, you discard a 5, but are actually waiting for the most unlikely tile. And that's why this is a trap. Alright. So, that could be a way of going on, but that also means that this has to be, that the green dragons have to be the pair, and we won't get them as an additional Yaku. And I really like the green dragons as an additional Yaku. So, we're going to throw the 1 back into the game that we just picked up. Alright. And now the North player is looking at his phone, and everyone is saying, "Hey North, it's your turn." And, well, actually you're not supposed to look at your phone. So you're not looking at your phone. Okay, we picked the pin 9. Great, we already discarded that, so back into the mix it goes. Back to the East player. He picks the green dragon. He doesn't need it. He kicks it out. And now, our friend in the west says, "Oh, I want that! Juicy, juicy green dragon. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna call it." So, now, let's do this in the right order. Because, of course, there's cheaters, and therefore there is a correct mannerism in which to do that. The first thing he does is he calls. He shouts, "Pawn." The next thing he does is he opens the tiles of his hand that reveal that he is in fact able to call a pawn. He puts them to the side. To the side. He then picks up the piece. Now it doesn't really matter if you put them to the side or pick up the piece first, but you cannot pick up the piece without revealing your hand. Right? And slides it into the middle. Right? Now it's the middle piece, signifying that this piece came from the opposite player. Oops. Right. Which means with this triplet of dragons, we now have a winning condition. So, what do we do? North is considering a knight class in sculpting is worthwhile. Wait, you can't take from the discard if you don't have a pawn. There's 3 ways of calling things. One is a sequence, which can only be called from the left if the left player discards it. A triplet, you can call from anywhere. And a quadruplet, which you can also call from anywhere. But only immediately after it is discarded. Does that answer your question, Beluna? If not, please clarify. Oh wow, it's already 12. Oh god. Yes, okay, cool. Alright, what would you discard? This is our hand. Oh, this. This is our hand. What do you discard? So, 3, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 6, 8. Five. Yes. Why? Got the double 3s you need, correct? Because we need a pair. And there's, well, I mean, by that reason we could also have discarded the 6 or the 8, right? That still keeps this as a pair. But there's one more thing that's happening that only happens when you discard the 5. And that's kind of the most important part of this game. Exactly, Dave. We are 1 away. But the 6 and 8 have a triple, or a sequence, not a triple. A triplet would be like the same piece 3 times. But yes. So this is waiting for the 7. This is a meld. This is a completed meld, and this is a pair. So only if we discard the 5 are we actually in Tempai. You rotate dead walls when you discard a 5. You rotate dead walls when you discard a 5. I'm afraid I'm not sure what that even means. So, this player is now ready. Uno house rule, I see. Oh, there are house rules, by the way. Like, everyone has their own little house rules. Okay, so this player discards the 5 and is now waiting. Now, question. Can he declare reach? Can he open his drawer, put out 1,000 points, discard that, and declare reach? I'm sorry, someone's at the door. I don't even know how to get there. Fuck. You got nailed. Jesus. I've made a very dangerous situation here for me to climb back into position because I placed that table there. What is a reach? Dave, would you like to try to explain what reach is? While I take a look at this package that hopefully is in the bottom. Did we... What? Customer reference. Partner reference. Unit 2 Royal Business Bridge House. Where's Brig House? Where's Brig House? Hang on. Surprise unboxing. Yeah. Just want to know where Brig House is. Town in England. Huddersfield, Leeds. What? Is that from Amazon by any chance? Arriving April 5th to 6th. Delivered Tuesday. Arriving Tuesday. Okay, there's a smaller box inside it, and it could vaguely be the shape of the coffee that I usually order, so it might be the coffee order that has arrived early, which I don't like. I don't like it when stuff arrives early. When it arrives at times that I haven't agreed on. I really don't like this. Did I order anything else? No, that's bigger. Oh, okay. That was alright. That says arriving April 5th or 6th. Okay. It's a dragon dildo. It's an electric cheeseburger. Okay. Well, that's here now. That is what the stream has become. Don't worry. I'll explain everything. What was the last question that was asked? Right. What is reach? Right. No, October. Surprise unboxing. If your hand is one away, you can put a 1000 stick as a wager. And I think that's Yaku 2. Correct. But the hand must be fully concealed. Correct. What is the wager? Like, what's the bet? 1000 points is that the winning player will win in addition to whatever other points they have to be paid. Correct. Again, why do you need so many? Teaches electric Mahjong. We will teach. We need one of those. That is what this stream has become. As you get hyper-focused, then I just shout, "God, fuck you, Bulgaria, USA, Hungary," and look over at me confused. And you look over at me confused. Despite my colossal ego and false pretenses, I'm actually really learning to. I like that. I'm very happy. Right. So, What essentially, the wager is this stick, which is worth 1,000 points. And like, if you don't win this hand, then whoever wins it gets to pick it, gets to take it. So you're risking these 1,000 points, and the upside is that it is a Yaku. Right? So if you don't have anything, then reach is always a Yaku. And that is the main reason why you don't want to call, because you want to keep the option of going into reach. Alright, so this player cannot declare reach because reach or reachy, right? Both exist. Right, one second. Reach. Both are allowed. But the English reach is technically wrong because it has nothing to do with the word reach. So, if no one else wins the round. If no one else... Very good. If no one else wins the round, it goes into the pot for the next round. That's right. It goes into the pot for the next round. Then we smoke pot. So you really need to win this, otherwise you'll not be eligible for it anymore, unless you win the next hand, if it's after a draw. But if you declare reach, then your hand, no matter how you win, your hand is automatically worth more than 1,000 points. So you will always be... Well, I mean, if you win, you get it back anyways, right? So, how is it a Yaku? That's just what it is, right? If you have a... a Yaku is a winning condition, right? No matter what that condition is, it is a winning condition, right? This condition can be anything. Well, not anything, just a couple of things on the list. One of these conditions is having no simples, having all simples. Well, no simples is also a condition, actually. You can have only terminals in ours, which is honroto, which is also a condition. But another condition is keep your hand concealed and sacrifice 1,000 points and rotate the thing and promise not to change your hand again. Another winning condition is keep your hand concealed and pick it yourself. If you keep your hand concealed and pick the winning tile yourself, that on its own, independent on whether you're in reach or not, is a winning condition. Right? And we'll go through the entire list and you'll see that there are even worse things than that that can be a winning condition. Just to give 2 examples, if you win with your starting hand or the very first piece you pick, that is a winning condition. If you win with the very last tile in the wall, that is a winning condition. Right? So it can be completely unrelated to the shape of your hand. Sumo or something, exactly. Are some Yakus better than others? Yes. You need at least one, but some pay more. If you reach only as 1, sumo only as 1. Winning with the starting hand is equivalent of 13 multipliers. So that's not multiplied by 13, but multiplied by 2 to the 13. That is an upper limit hand worth 32,000 points or 48,000 points if you're a dealer. Do you need to be 1 away from the win to reach? Yes. Not all Yakus are making cool. And sometimes Yakus can increase in value depending on whether they are open or the hand is open or not. For example, the half flush, if you're playing it with an open hand, is worth 2 multipliers. If you're playing it with a closed hand, it's worth 3 multipliers. Alright. Oh shit, whose turn is it? Right. We just understood that this player discards the 5. He is now waiting, but since he has not declared reach, the other people don't know that he is waiting. For them, this was just another discard. He picked a piece. Well, he called a piece, and he discarded. West next north. Correct. The north player sees the 5, can't really do anything with the 5, and hang on, and picks a piece from the wall. Picks a 5. Now that's neat. Wow. Things are finally looking Millhouse, or whatever that book is. Everything's coming up Millhouse. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 3-sided weight. We've discussed that 2 days ago, because that's waiting for a 2, a 5, and an 8. Yes, he doesn't need to declare he's one away. Yeah, not what the rule says. Exactly. It's really risky if you declare that you're one away. You're also not like allowed to say that. The only thing you can do is if you declare each, then you promise to do that, right? And we'll see if like you have to prove it at the end, right? Whereas what was I saying? Yeah, you can't like take a piece, discard, and then say out loud, by the way, I'm in Tempai. That's like, whether or not that's true, that's wait, that has a name. Something like revealing information. There's like an official name for that, and why that is forbidden and how much that costs, but I don't remember. Okay, so he picked the 5, that's cool. So now we get to decide whether we want to get rid of the 2 or the 8. And again, it's the rule of 3 that tells us that usually 5, 6, 1 more, and 8 wants to discard the 8 and wants to keep the 2. Because if we get a 3, we can still do something with 2, 3. If we get a 1, we can still do something with 1, 2. If we get a 9, we can do something with 7, 8, 9. If we get a 7, we still can put this into 5, 6, 7. So it is more likely to make something useful out of this than to make something useful out of this that you don't already have. So we discard the 8. Alright? Is it bad manners? No, it's actually worse than bad manners. When someone displays bad manners, the other players call him out. When someone... passing of information, that's what it's called. When someone passes information, it's punishable by a point penalty. And in the worst case, by disqualification. But we need the 8 for 8, 9, 10. Alright. He discarded the 8. East can't really do anything with the 8. Whatever. So we pick from here. We pick the 1. Doesn't really help us. So we kick it back into the dust. Which brings us to this player. He sees the 1. He can't do anything with that. He picks the bamboo 3, he doesn't need that, he discards it. Now back to our friend in the west. He picks the 5. There is no reason for him to change his weight now. Like, he could put like this 5 in and then try to go for like a 3-sided weight when he picks a 1 or a 9, but he's already discarded the 9, so that's problematic because of Furi 10. And we'll go into Furi 10 at the end of the hand, but we'll just discard this immediately. Now he could potentially use this 5, right? But only if he called it, right? Then he had 2 sequences. And there's no real reason to do that right now, so let's pick another tile. Bamboo 5, that's great. That means we can shuffle out this bamboo 2 for the same reason. This 2, 3, 4, 5. In this 2, 3, 4, 5, the 2 is worth less than this 2 and this 2, 5, 6. So we discard this bamboo 2. east. Ah, now we got 6-7 here. Interesting. Now 6-7 can do something with a 5 and an 8, and we can remain flexible with 5 and 2 here. However, what we're also seeing is we're not really that close to Tempai or anything. While we definitely want to keep all of our character tiles, there is nothing that brings us closer to Tempai. So we might at this point consider starting to randomly call our way into Tempai. And the only way to do that is by making sure that we have a Yaku. And that Yaku would be all simples. So we discard the 1. And now we need to remember that from the left, as a sequence, we can now call the 4, the 7 of bamboo, the 2 and the 5 of characters, the 3 and the 4 of characters, the 5 and the 8 of characters, the 2 of pins, and the 7 of pins. And from all other places we can still call the 3 and 4 of characters and the 2 of pins. Oh, I missed a lot of stuff in chat. I thought 7, 8, 9 though. Yes, we had that yesterday. 7 has strongly denied the charges. But Canada is being so bullied in our place. That's not. Not only is the maple leaf still a spill on the floor, but they changed Canada to say bananas. Oh, for April Fools? And you can watch in real time. Canadians are trying to fix both. So long, France built the Eiffel Tower with no issue right now next to them. Okay, going on to the South player. He picks a piece because he doesn't need the bamboo 1. It's a green dragon. The green dragon is out 3 times there. There's absolutely no reason to keep it. We discard it. Our friend over here picks a piece. It's a 4. That is good. Well, it doesn't really help that much. But now we have this 4, 6, 8. Which means discarding the 4 is kind of a trap on the 7. But we're not in reach, so it doesn't really matter that much. But it kind of indicates that the 7 is safe, like I explained last time. We do not want the 4, so we pick a piece. And it's a 6. Well, that kind of sucks, but we also don't have a pair. So it's kind of alright. No real reason to discard another pin tile, so we finally get rid of the 2. Yeah, the canvas on Reddit. Yeah, 1 pixel at a time, right? Okay, so now we need to make up our mind if we want to actually call this 2 as a sequence, right? This 2 was discarded, so we could call this as a sequence for 2, 3, 4. What that means is that we need all the other sequences as sequences as well, right? So we need another 2 or 5, another 5 or 6, and another 7, and another 2 or another 4 or 7. So we are still very, very far away. It gets us a little closer. So let's just do it. We'll call this 2 by shouting chi. We open our hand and we put it like this. It is now very important that we have the piece that has been discarded rotated like this here, signifying that it comes from the left. If, just for example, we had 2 and 4 and decided to call the 3, then it would still have to be signified like this. It is more important that it comes from the left than that it is in the right sequence. Right, but in this case it was the 2. Right, and we get to discard, and in this case we obviously discard this. Yes, it was discarded last. That was the 2 that we cut from this set of 2, 5, 6. Yes! If you want to call something, you need to open your hand. But we already made sure that we will have a Yaku in this case, by having no terminals or honors. It makes intuitive sense why revealing information is against the rules. Because sometimes you win might only need... because sometimes to win, you might only need someone else not to. That is absolutely correct. Yeah. Yeah. In several different situations, that is exactly correct. Alright, we have discarded the 3. Let's take a look at him. He doesn't want that 3, because he's also discarded it himself at some point. East wind, not really required. Let's take a look in the west. Oops. He picks up the character's 5. He discarded that already, so Sumugiri immediately discarded back.